Welcome to Rock the Life, a podcast for fans by fans. I'm Katya.
I'm Amy.
And Amy, today we have a musician who is
Mhm.
keeping rock alive. He has sang for Kingdom Come,
Mhm.
Lynch Mob.
Mhm.
As we say, all roads lead to Lynch Mob. George Lynch,
Seriously.
Montrose, St.John, and
Mhm.
Burning Rain. It
Mhm.
is KeithStJohn.
Yep.
And many things to hear about Keith,
Mhm.
but one thing I especially appreciate is that at NAMM for the last
Mhm.
10 years, he has been doing a Ronnie Montrose tribute, which is, it sounds like it's getting bigger and bigger
Mhm.
every year.
Yeah.
And just what a beautiful way to keep
Mhm.
someone's memory alive.
Yeah, I'm so tickled in the way that this came out where we were like you're kind of like I'm just spoiler. Okay, so spoiler. Forward if you don't want to hear this part. Uh you were kind of like, "Well, it's been 10 years now." And he was like, "No, 2016." And then he was like, "Oh, it's been 10 years." So when that big 10th anniversary bash comes out, that's on Katya.
Mm.
So sorry. So exciting. I thought that was so great. You guys, before we get started or before we introduce Keith any further, please like and subscribe. Hit the share button. Send this video to anybody that you know that has experience or a love of any of the bands that we discuss. That would be amazing. Help us build up our audience. That would be great. I loved this conversation with Keith. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. Good
It
time.
is.
Yeah.
Okay, so without any further ado, here
Huh.
is Keith St. John.
Enjoy.
Hi, Keith. Welcome to Rock the Life. How are you doing?
Katya, doing great. Nice to talk to you from
Yay.
across the world. And
Thanks.
Yes.
Amy, you're also
Yeah.
across the world.
Kind of.
Guys
It
aren't
feels
in the
like it
same place.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Same left side. We're on the left side.
The
That's
same
what
as the
I
left side.
West
gotcha. Of
Coast.
the
West
puddle.
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
best side. No, just kidding. I shouldn't say that.
Right?
Okay,
Right?
so Keith, Amy and I were thinking about how to introduce you. And we were just like, okay, where do we start? What do we say? So you know what? Instead, I'm going to throw it to you.
To
For
me,
people who are just getting to know you, introduce yourself. Who is Keith St. John?
I don't know if I've actually done the research for that one. Let's see. I just
Right?
say Keith, Keith from California, formerly from New York. Uh,
Right?
I
We
do
knew
some
that.
music.
You do
You've
some
been in
music,
quite a few
and
Do
bands
some music.
though. So how you've been in a few bands. So where and when did all of that start?
Montrose, Kingdom
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Come, Burning Rain.
I
Right?
was in. I was in college. I actually finished my school in New York for electrical engineering, and I wasn't really planning on getting into the music business. And
Yeah.
I'm still here. So
Right?
long story short, uh, as kind of a hobbyist songwriter, I recorded a demo for myself, and just after I did that, I got it to some people just by accident and fell into a little record deal, and then a little record deal got to be a
Wow.
bigger record deal, and eventually the people I was working with, including the label, wanted me in Los Angeles, so I temporarily relocated, and I'm still
Yeah.
here. Uh, occasionally,
What
whatever.
you was
So,
that 89 that you moved to LA?
very beginning of '90.
Okay.
90. Okay.
I'm dating myself now, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You know, we're kind of
And
with
so
you a little bit.
okay, so I have to say the 80s had like some of our favorite rock bands
Mhm.
on the East Coast in New York and New Jersey.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Were
absolutely.
you were you going to see those bands play or were you playing with them? Because you were quite young back then.
I
But
was just getting into it. No, I kind of missed it a little bit. Like the bands I was also in New York. So the bands on
Mhm.
Long Island that had made it and already were in the big time were Twisted Sister and back in the day, Blue Oyster Cult,
Mhm.
that is,
Benatar,
yeah,
Joan Jett. They're all from
yeah.
Long Island. And Zebra, who I don't know if you guys remember Zebra.
I don't know Zebra.
No.
Okay, they were the huge. They actually were a New Orleans band, but
Oh.
they didn't get super popular for some reason on Long Island. They could play, you know, a 3,500 seater and pack it out and sell it out like 10 nights in a row. And so they were
Not
like
in New Orleans.
gods of the clubs on Long Island who had gotten
Oh.
signed and had their deal, and they're still playing and they're still kicking
Nice.
ass,
Okay.
man. Still sounding good. I just saw them out in
That is.
Jersey. Yeah.
Huh.
So
So
now
I'll be looking that up.
so you have been in the LA like rock scene then since the 90s.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I gotta say that Los Angeles actually sort of held on to the 80s Sunset Strip scene for like an additional, probably
Absolutely.
about a little more than 2 years, I would say. Like it really was still happening. When I arrived, it was still the party mayhem scene that it was, and throughout the mid and late 80s and stuff. The legend. So I got to
That was
part of
we
that for a
loved
little
it.
while. And,
We
like I
we
said,
used to sneak down there. We used to sneak down there from time to time, and
oh, did you? Okay.
mm.
You had to
Yeah.
sneak. Okay.
Yeah, we had
Yell at
to
the
stay.
people who grew up out here. Some of my friends, a lot of my friends, actually grew up, in Southern Cal, within driving distance of Los Angeles, or just in the Valley, or in Laurel Canyon, or whatever. And I'm so jealous because the more and more I find out about this and where things were happening, even in the '60s, like
yeah, that
LA was going
Oh.
nuts, man,
Yeah.
nuts. So
Yeah.
and
We were Bay
I
Area
think
girls.
we were very fortunate to be in the Bay Area, but at the same time, what was funny is we were looking at the East Coast thinking how cool it would to be in New York and New Jersey. So like even like the punk scene that was in New York at the time too, like I love all of it. But at the same time, it was like we had such an amazing. So I think
Yeah,
if
we
you
did.
were on either coast, you had the best of either world. It's just kind of maybe more the middle of the country I felt
well,
worse
so
for.
yeah. I mean, if you grow up in New York or around New York, like I did, there is a mentality that you really don't ever leave. For most people, because
Yeah, that's
everything you
true.
need is there. And a lot of people, especially in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, I mean, they don't really own cars because the mass
Yeah.
transit is so good and it's so much faster and you don't have to park. You can get anywhere in like 10 minutes, and that's kind of cool. And it's a whole different world.
It's a
So
whole
when I first came out here, I didn't think I was staying. I was just like, yeah, I'll be here for a little while, I guess, whatever. And then you just get married to the
Nope.
Southern California, same day, endless summer,
Yeah.
And no,
right?
and
Yeah.
it truly is.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm going to ask you, like, so you came out in '90, but at the same time, you've been in like bands like between Montrose, Burning Rain, and Kingdom Come, like they all kind of overlapped too.
They did. Part of that is because, Ronnie Montrose, who obviously that's his band, he really, what's the right word for it? He really didn't want to bring back another Montrose for all those years since the early '70s. He really just had put it to bed and didn't even want to like go out and play Rock Candy once in a while in the clubs or anything like that. And when he did this, he did it with a little bit of a trepidation, like kind of needed everything to be right when we did it. And we did do some good healthy touring time where we went out for solid bits of time. But as the years went by, because I was with him for about 12 years total, but he'd be on and off. And some of the years we were just weekend warriors, meaning we'd fly up for the weekend, play some gigs, come back and go home. And once we started doing that, some of the other calls I was getting, to somebody needed a singer in a pinch for whatever, I'd start going. And one of those first people was George Lynch from Dokken and Lynch Mob.
Yep.
And he was having whatever, maybe, him and Oni Logan were going their separate ways on and off. And so, I'd start doing a little bit of touring with him or a few dates here and there. And then he asked me to do a little recording with him. And so, I worked on one of his solo records, etc. And And it was that looseness of the Montrose schedule that made things kind of overlap a bit.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of those little sort of stints during my sort of tenure with Ronnie, which I gotta say, if I'm going to be dead honest, I love being in the studio. That's what I love doing.
Okay.
I love being in the
Okay.
melting pot. I love producing songs and writing songs. And for me, that's naturally my place to be. And,
Okay.
but being asked, to be in band while I was putting my band together in Los Angeles, around my music, which was getting a good response and going pretty well. I maybe got a little bit starstruck by, some of the older guys who were, posters on my wall going, "Hey
Yeah.
man, we heard your stuff. You want to be in my band?" And so I
Right.
started getting into a bunch of signed projects that were like in the works kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Okay.
And like I said, LA was still holding on to the 80s pretty strong.
Uh-huh.
So these bands were,
Yeah.
some of those 80s bands, as you know, split apart and had problems and this and that, and they had
Mm-hmm.
different factions. Some of those factions are people that gave me a call, and I spent a good amount of time, sometimes over a year, working in the studio, working up a new band
Mm-hmm.
with some of these,
Mm-hmm.
and that like took up a lot of time. And plus, you know, based on where their management and their level of stardom that I was working with, I kind of really wanted to put my time and effort into it. And so I just put my thing on the back burner. And I think
Yeah.
my thing kept going on the back burner for quite a while, until I met Doug Aldrich, who
Mm.
we formed a band with, Burning Rain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Doug had some experience, some pretty good experience at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good, following career over in Japan, with the band Lion, and Bad Moon Rising was another band of his that he had just
Mm-hmm.
had, and they made a lot of noise over there. And so we got together, and after we wrote our first 3 songs on the first day, like we sent
Oh
those
wow.
off to a label, and we got a deal immediately. And so now this was an opportunity to co-write, with a
Mm-hmm.
guitar player who already really had his shit together. I
Amazing.
mean, Doug's just
Right.
Amazing. Amazing.
he's amazing, like in every
Mm-hmm.
aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So his writing and his producing and his work, discipline thing was just like right in line with mine. It's like get up and get it done.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what we do. And so yeah, we got a deal. We did 4 records. Um,
Yeah.
and that was kind of on and off. That wasn't a linear path,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
There's just so much music coming out of you.
Yeah.
Well,
It's and
this
that
is what was
that's
going on at the time. It's like some of these older artists, like Dio, Ryan James
mm-hmm.
Dio, called Doug to go do that, and right in the same year, Ronnie Montrose asked me to do that. So we started doing those other things. So then even my
Yeah.
co-writing project even got slowed down, and then the St.
Hey,
John stuff is way in the background somewhere. Just kind of there.
I
And
have a quick question for you really quickly though. In terms of the Montrose, I read that Sammy Hagar really backed you to sing with
he did.
Montrose and really appreciated that. How was that? Like how did that were you just in how was that like for you kind of going what? Like how did you
Well, it was
respond
kind
to
of
that?
what
Like in your heart, how did you go, "Holy crap." You know?
we Hagar.
well,
Yeah.
what's funny is if you grew up on the East Coast in the U.S., you didn't really know the Montrose stuff so
Yeah.
much. It wasn't
Mhm.
big back there as the way it
Yeah.
was on the West Coast.
Mhm.
Montrose in California was the rock and roll Bible. That was really, I mean, so many guitar players quoted that and said, "Yeah, that's the Bible."
Mhm.
The Great Eight, the first Montrose record, and so I was just getting to know that stuff, as
Yeah.
I was learning it to go out with Ronnie and do it. It was brand new to me, really.
Yeah.
And, I really, I really dug Sam and everywhere he was coming from, and trying to figure out, what are his influences, and and I asked, and found out a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, it all just blossomed so quickly. Ronnie actually didn't tell me first. He got out on stage and said to the audience, I'm like, oh, wow, good to hear, man. And, kind of a thing.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's
and
awesome.
I think, there's something about Ronnie and Sam and me. There's some kind of sort of hippie-ish mentality, about being up on stage with the audience and how we are, that has sort of a common thread in it. Although Ronnie, he's a little bit more, he will go into, I'm going to kick ass mode. I mean, he will get,
Yeah.
But when he speaks, he turns into that mellow hippie guy. And you watch him on stage and you're like, oh my God, this guy is really intense. And then, and then he kicks back and he says these very fatherly, real, there's no like pomp and circumstance. He's not trying to sell you anything. He's just like sort of talking about you like, you're his daughter, and, having a conversation. Sam, I think, is the same way in a lot of ways. Very conversational, very realistic, when he's up on stage. And, he's one of the boys, and we're all here partying together, blah, blah, blah kind of thing,
Yeah.
So I think I fit into that a little bit too.
Yeah.
As far as the
California
fame
got you
difference.
too.
Right. It's kind of like, I mean,
I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of went there a little bit. It's almost like you didn't know until you went on stage, and then that was I look at that and I think, holy crap. Like, sometimes we get in these positions in life where we look at this and we go, this is my life right now. Is this real, or how did I get there, or all of that kind of thing? And that's kind of where I was going with it. But I think
everybody's made up differently, right? They say like,
yes,
fire signs, we're in the moment, and that's me. I'm kind of, my head's in the sand, in the art, or in what I'm working on. I don't know what's in the orbit. I'm not really thinking about like who's thinking what, or who said what in the press, like any of that. And then you got your earth signs who are like totally organized and like really like figuring out all the details and the future, adding up the past, and, trying to assess themselves and where am I this month and have I done this and that. And you got the Aries people who never do that. And then it's like 25 years later, you go, what did I just do? Oh,
you had an amazing life. You're living an amazing life.
Right.
So I guess the answer to that question was, I probably don't think about those things as much as I could, in a way it's stress-free because you're not really thinking about things that are going to like get under your skin. Like, oh, does he like me? Does he not like me? Or blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I do really appreciate everybody I've mentioned is amazing. And I really appreciate the path. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if it's fate. Didn't mention a fine gentleman named Rudy Sarzo, which I spent a good amount of time with, because one of those band projects I did, which was signed on Giant Records, and also featured a gentleman named John Five on guitar. Before he was known at all. Something that I did for quite a while. I think we worked on that project for about a year. But getting to know Rudy, just talk about like a 360 from, the partying rock stars like in your face to just talking to it every day, working with a guy who's totally spiritual and philosophical and giving and caring, and just, this is like a member of my family. This isn't, the picture you get at the Sunset Strip and everybody in spandex. It's like, bleh, it's like, so right away, like Ronnie and Rudy and Doug, and I've got all these really grounded people that I'm working with. It just,
it's incredible.
It gave me a different, you go down to the Rainbow and you want to have a night and party and go crazy and, wind up somewhere, wind up somewhere down in Orange County. You don't know how you got there. Yeah. When it come to working on the music and doing the band stuff, I think I was blessed with this really cool path that was grounded the whole way through. I mean, I wasn't in a situation where there were a lot of drugs around or any of that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I walked in and out of a few I won't really name, just like, hey, you want to do this project and, go down and check it out. I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I'll call you guys, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Some of that going on, but no, I didn't get caught in it. So, yeah, I guess I've touched on a couple of the people that I worked on over the years.
I have a quick, you mentioned Lynch Mob. Okay, so we interviewed this incredibly talented female singer who actually had a story about a time that she sang while you were also singing with Lynch Mob. And so Cassandra said that her and her boyfriend came to a show, and Jaron happened to say something along the lines of, well, if you need a singer for, I'm forgetting the name of the song, of course. He was like, Cassandra's your girl. And she ended up on stage with you guys that night singing the song. And I was like, oh my word, I know that guy. So I always, whenever we have like a guest and then we have another story or something that is familiar or something like that, I was like, that's so cool.
All our musical worlds are colliding. It's perfect.
They are.
I love
They
that.
are. And, that's my hippie mentality, man. We're all family out there. And, and it's all good. I mean, if somebody's, you could just tell. You can just tell when somebody's kind of not a total goofball and going to be a jackass, I guess is the best way to put it. And I don't know, something in the moment, some little voice said, yeah, she can handle this. So yeah.
And that's actually something that she commented. She goes, mind you, nobody had heard me sing. And so it's incredibly that. That is so funny. So I totally derailed everything, so I'm sorry about that. But as you were saying that, I was like, I know something.
You're right. I remember Cassandra. I want to ask you a question about the Ronnie Montrose tributes that you do at NAMM. How did that first come about? I mean, I heard of it. There was the tribute concert in the Bay Area, but you've turned it into now such a beautiful remembrance. How did that come about from like year after year?
Part of it was the tribute that happened, the memorial service that happened just after he passed. Part of the reason, actually. So that gig that was at the with a W.
Wasn't the Warfield. The Warfield.
Yeah, it was at the Warfield. That's right. That was at the Warfield. It came together so fast, and it happened so quickly after he passed that not a lot of people could make it. Not everyone could make it to that because they were out on tour, and they just couldn't cancel and come back from Europe or wherever they were and be there. B, there wasn't a lot of time to really organize it properly, and the people closest to Ronnie were kind of more freak out mode.
Oh, absolutely.
Who is a really organized, excellent kind of businesswoman. She was, of course, not in the state of mind to be trying to organize this thing. So, I mean, she quickly divvied out some things to other people to help her get this together, and it was messy. It was messy. I mean, in the long run, the show on stage ran well. It ran on time. Everybody played. Maybe everyone didn't play what they were supposed to play, but it came off. It was a good tribute. It honored him well, but there was a lot of people who simply couldn't get there and didn't play, and even some people who did get there didn't play. And this kind of a thing. And it was nobody's fault. It's just it's in the it's in the
It's a
throes of
lot to process at the
a
time too.
disaster that
Yeah.
nobody expected. It
Yeah.
just kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't like he was teetering for years and people were going, oh, look out.
Mm.
And it just, like I said, I mean, he and I, less than a week before that, were talking about plans, so
Yeah.
it wasn't premeditated because Ronnie just wasn't like that. Ronnie was, he wouldn't have been talking to me a couple days before that about something in the future if he was already premeditating something like this,
Moment of weakness.
so it was in the moment kind of a thing is the way I took it. So anyway, back to why that happened. So it was a couple years later. It had passed. It was a couple years later. One of the agents who sometimes would call me to be the sort of, everybody's singer at one of these guitar festivals or something. He's like, hey, I got this guitar fest and so-and-so needs a singer, so-and-so needs a singer, so-and-so needs a singer, so-and-so, can we pay you this? And you'll go down there and kind of be half of the host and this and that. I had done a lot of those down around the NAMM festival in the, I guess that's winter time in whatever that is.
It's California.
California winter, but yes.
It's yeah,
whatever that
right.
is.
The not
at the
so
NAMM
hot time
season.
of year.
So one year he just says, he calls me up and he says to me, hey, I got, it was the old Galaxy Theater, which is now called the Observatory. And I think we still called it the Galaxy. He goes, I got a full night open, like a Saturday night during NAMM at the Galaxy Theater. You got anything you want to do? And this came out of nowhere because, I never was a concert promoter or anything before. So I thought about it. And then, in a half a minute, I said, yeah, I do have something I want to do. And I pitched him the idea. I said, I feel like I really want to do something for Ronnie because there's a lot of people who still want to, didn't get to honor him and still want to. And so we put it together. All I had was my social media. So I just made up a couple new pages, a new Ronnie Montrose Remembered page. And I started driving, just hitting everybody, hitting all the fan groups and stuff. And calling up the guitar players, all the California guitar players, they knew about Ronnie's music. I mean, Eddie Van Halen loved, Montrose and made it public, how they hired Ted Templeman because he had done the first Montrose record and they wanted to get that live sound like they had. And, so there were a lot of guys, everybody I called. I mean, Brad Gillis, I called, Steve Stevens, Brad Whitford came from Aerosmith on the first year. I would just go down the list. Tracy Guns, of course, Doug Aldrich came. That first year was just gangbusters. I mean, and a lot of the guys, while I was in Montrose with Ronnie over the years, it wasn't always the same rhythm section. So we had people in and out. We had Eric Singer on drums. We had Pat Torpey on drums. We had Wild Mick Brown on drums. We had Jimmy DeGrasso on drums. I mean, they're all at the top of the game players. And the same thing on bass. We had Ricky Phillips on bass. We had Dave Ellefson on bass for quite a while. And, and some of these people are still coming and they're playing with, at the event nowadays in the past recent years. And, everybody's been there. Lynch has done a bunch of them.
Are you the one picking essentially who's going to be playing? And because you've been doing it, has it been 10 years since you've been doing the tribute show?
No, but almost, right? I didn't even think of that. That's wow. Time just flies, man. But it was 2016 was the first one.
So this will be next year.
Yeah,
January will be 10 years.
10 years.
Holy crow.
That's beautiful.
Ooh,
That's so
that
beautiful.
one we really got to get to. This one, you got to blow this one out of the water.
You guys are organized.
Yeah.
It's her. It's her. It's her. It's
No, but I was like, with so many musicians, that's what I was. Are you the one organizing this?
Well, yeah.
It is.
Completely.
It's totally you. Wow.
Yeah.
So you are a
So,
concert
I mean,
promoter too. Absolutely. Okay.
mainly, well, since doing that first one, um, I've done other, not related to Montrose kind of events and done more shows here and
Did
there.
you put? Did you? Are
Once I
you
found out what
responsible?
it takes to kind of do it, and I'm a small guy, so I can't afford to lose, 60 grand or something and go, oh
Right.
yeah, another one bites the dust. I can only do something that I'm really 100% about, put it together.
Okay.
So did you put together Rock Vault, or is that somebody else who came to you?
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, Rating the Rock Vault is, although I did sub in on that show right
Mm-hmm.
in the very early years. Um,
Okay.
I had nothing to do with its inception,
Okay.
and it's a complex cast of business guys and people who put that together. And
Yeah.
but that is another thing we haven't hit on yet. The
Yeah.
Vegas show that I've been doing
Yeah.
on and
Yep.
off for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay,
that's
but
a thing. I mean, COVID
I
kind of
do
shut everything down. Oh, go
I
ahead.
do want to ask before we jump to the Vegas show for the remembrance shows. Has there has there been like a fan reaction or the guys that are
Oh.
playing in the show? What keeps you going to keep doing that show?
Well,
Because it
Mm.
just sounds incredible.
okay, so a lot of the say Sunset Strip or bands that are associated with that 80s time, even if it wasn't on the Sunset Strip.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of them were in the Bay Area and
Mm-hmm.
wherever. Um, but the total like spandex wearing like 80s, you know,
Yeah.
they called it
You
metal.
mentioned Brad Gillis
Was,
already.
Yeah.
most of those guitar players grew up as Ronnie Montrose being a big influence to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Most of those guys, and so when they were teenagers or whatever, jamming with their friends, they don't have basements out here, so I guess in their parents' like garage or whatever,
The garage bands.
um,
Yeah.
they were playing that music and being influenced by it. And there's a different energy
Mm-hmm.
when so and so guitar player gets up on stage and he plays this music and it kind of brings him back to his youth. There's a different thing that happens that
Mm-hmm.
is really kind of special about these
Mm-hmm.
events. Uh, because for me, if I go back and I play those songs that I first jammed and actually being on the East Coast in the basement with my friends, that
Right.
stuff has this very deep other energy to it that it's tangible, and in the beginning, in the first couple of years, there was almost this sort of healthy competition amongst
Oh yeah.
musicians, the guitar players. I feel in a way, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm playing, this song this year. What are you playing? Kind of a thing. And it,
I love
it's,
that.
it's like, I don't know. There's like a circle around this music that is its own thing, and it's special
Yeah. No,
in a
it
way.
is.
And
It
even
brings
though
people together.
I
I
didn't
love it.
on it,
Right.
yeah. And then
I
I think before Ronnie even decided he was going to do Montrose again, um, when
Mm.
he asked me to do it, before then, I think the fans had been clamoring for years, wanting to see these songs being played live again.
Yeah, that is something
And
special to see.
that was a really lucky thing for me in a way. It wasn't like I wasn't a singer coming along and a singer got sick or the band
Mm-hmm.
split up while they were on tour, and then another guy comes in and there's this like time period of kind of like a semi rejection for the new guy and then all that. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we've got to go see this. Montrose is going to be
Mm-hmm.
alive again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go check that out. And I think that energy that was going on from the fans kind of continued into the Ronnie Montrose Remember thing,
That's
Yeah.
because
it
that's the
keeps
place
going
all
from
these
Yeah.
that's
all these Bay Area people and Southern California people who are big
Yeah.
fans could
Yeah.
come and still see it and be like, it's still going and this is amazing. So, and like I
I
said,
know.
some of the other guys, some of the other rhythm section guys, the drums and bass players, they're still coming down to these and playing them too. So that basically people are seeing what they saw while Ronnie was alive,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
obviously minus Ronnie, but some other guitar player they really love up there
Yeah.
playing his heart out. So it's just, I don't know. It's
So
I don't know anything else quite like it.
that is so cool.
So we're doing it.
We really want to try to do it. We really want to try
It's
to
not
go.
official yet, but I think we're doing it Saturday night this year.
Okay.
The weekend of NAMM on the Saturday. And now that you have brought this to light, that it's the 10-year anniversary. Wow.
We
This
have
is
to go. We
going to
have
be,
to figure it out, Katya. We have to go.
But
Oh
no,
my
it's
there's going to be
amazing that,
something going on.
but it keeps like almost getting bigger. It's so amazing to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something different about having the
Mm-hmm.
music live.
Really quickly, I have to say this. We first heard of this from our friend Brenda. We did a NAMM show with Brenda and Diana, and they were talking about going to see the show. They were there this year. I know Diana's been a number of years and was all about this is like the number one thing that you have to do at NAMM. And we were like, what? Oh, so now as we look forward to trying to get to NAMM next year, just with being on opposite ends of the world, it's definitely something we really want to do. So I have to say thanks to Brenda really quickly because she connected us with you, Keith. She's talked to me about
Thank you,
you for
Brenda.
a very long time from Rock Vault and NAMM and all of that. So we have to give her kudos because you
Yes,
wouldn't
we
be
do.
here without her connecting us. So we just love her. She's been on our show a couple times. Have to give her her due. So because she's amazing.
We love talking to
So
her. Well, because like just being introducing to stuff. Like we thought we've been around a while hearing the music, and then there's like something new, and we're like,
apparently
that's
not.
amazing. Apparently not. Okay, so
Yeah.
Keith, tell us, what are you working on right now? Are you still doing Rock Vault?
I'm still doing Raiding the Rock Vault.
Okay.
I was kind of nudging away from it last spring a bit. But I guess I should say that Raiding the Rock Vault has announced the end of the contract with the Hard Rock in Vegas at the end of this year because they want to go and take it out on the road. So if you want to see Raiding the Rock Vault in Las Vegas, go look at shows and book something by December because after December there's nothing on the map. Because
we're
I
going
said
to
they're putting
Vegas
on a
in
tour.
February.
February. Yeah. Dang it.
Who knows?
Like,
you never.
We're gonna get to go. No, we're not.
You never know. Sometimes these things, they
work
pan out
out
differently than.
Yep.
So will you be going on tour with it?
I most likely will,
Okay.
depending on the circumstances and everything else. I'm still struggling to put the right amount of time into writing and recording and finishing a lot of songs and stuff I'm working on. I put out an album with an artist named Ron Coolin. I think it might be 2 years now. My sense of time is just, I'm not sure, but for a guy who completely independently, did a project, promoted himself, and took care of everything soups and nuts. I mean, he did really, really well with getting this album out and getting people to hear it and getting the amount of hits and downloads on the songs and the stuff. So it's a cool record. If you look up Ron Coolin, Coolen, you can find our record. And
we'll tag that.
And the video somewhere, Heavy Metal Till I'm Dead. That was kind of like the lead single. Kind of a campy thing, but it's fun and cool, and it was fun making the video with him too. So we have another new thing. We're going to do a smaller amount of songs and do an EP now.
All right.
And so that should be out in the spring maybe. And then I have the St. John record, which is somehow I keep having to move it to the back burner, but it's almost done. Got 2 songs that I'm working on getting tracks finished for. Once that's finished, that'll be cool.
I can't wait. Who are you working on with that?
With St. John, there's been some different cats. So actually, a really cool story. is the guy that I originally picked to be in the band St. John when I got to LA he was a guy that for me there was not even like a second place, you know. It was like that is absolutely the guy. And then he was into it, and so he was the guitar player in the first version of St. John before
Like
it
in
got derailed and I
1990.
joined Rudy's band and so-and-so's band, right? Exactly. And
Okay.
it was, you know, it had some, what do they call it? It had some legs, man. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
the industry was knocking on the door. It was kind of okay. But I got a little bit starstruck and all that stuff and started doing other stuff. So, and then the grunge thing all hit at one point during doing some of those projects. So I decided to take a different musical route and kind of start over again. And in the last few years, I reconnected with that guitar player. He took a path and was working as an executive for the Mars Company.
I love
You
it.
know,
Okay.
they own a lot of the candy brands.
The candy work, yeah.
Huge corporate. So he did that and retired and was back to playing guitar full time. And this just recently happened when I ran into him, and we got together and we did our thing that we were doing back then and wrote some new songs together. And they sound really great. So yeah, we're trying to finish up that record.
Okay,
Right.
where I have to ask, where did you run into each other?
Get it?
How did
well, they used to have.
universe collide?
Well, back, you mean now or back then?
No, now. How'd you reconnect?
Jeez, how did we reconnect? Thinking about that, I think he just called me out of the blue. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I think he just completely called me.
I have noticed, however, through answering that we still don't know who it is.
Oh.
I'm giving you a hard time. I'm giving you a hard time. You don't have to answer it. I just wanted to tease a little.
Yeah, no, some of you guys out there might have heard of the band Sweet FA.
Okay.
I think they might have been they were out of the Midwest somewhere, maybe Illinois. I could be wrong. Don't kill me.
No.
But he was in that band and probably wrote whatever song was their sort of main song. I'm sure Brent wrote it or co-wrote it. So there's a guy by the name of Brent Barker, and fabulous, kind of not as known as he kind of should be a guitar player. But really fantastic. I mean, his blues chops are unbelievable. His shredder chops, his Ingve chops and all that are unbelievable. And he kind of can switch modes. He kind of, for me, he's like I say, well, he's kind of the sort of hard rock heavy metal version of like Brian May. Like really tasty and really tasty into tone. And but the main thing about us that works is that he can sort of read my mind. You know, my crazy writing kind of in his mind, you know, when I scat something out and he goes, "You mean this?" I'm like, "Yes." You know, it's like really easy kind of working together. And
so now, are you guys playing together in the same city?
Well, he's not in LA. He's near Phoenix.
Okay.
So, you know, when we get together, we have to fly or drive quite a ways to do it. But if you can manage,
Sweet FA, I remember this. I remember Sweet FA.
If you can go find pictures of St. John on the Strip back in the day, which there's a few things around, or look up, maybe there's some demos floating around online.
Wow.
You can get a look at what the band looked like and use the curly blonde hair.
All right.
I had us all wearing kind of Victorian, you know, kind of ruffles and velvet and mixed in with spandex and whatever. And that kind of thing.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm gonna go see if I can find it.
A little bit kind of towards maybe a Cinderella-ish look.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
A little different. But yeah, great guy, great guitar player. And I'm hoping to get this album finished too. So,
Okay.
and
And
I'm
where?
hoping that we get to do another Burning Rain this year soon.
Oh, I was
Oh,
gonna ask. We were gonna
yes,
ask about Burning Rain
please.
too. Where's the? Oh,
Uh-huh.
what is the status with Burning Rain right
Yes.
now?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same status we've been on since really um, the mid '90s, which is mid '90s, mid. What are those? The aughts,
Not
the
it's
20
Yeah,
aughts. You know,
yeah.
mid
the mid
aughts. Yeah.
that first decade of the 2000s. You know, since the
Mm-hmm.
early 2000s. I guess we're just on a path of when we both have enough time at the same time,
Yeah.
which
Awesome.
it takes some time.
When
You know,
yeah,
if two people are doing everything, you know, it takes
yeah,
some time to, and
yeah,
you know, you
yeah,
got to have
yeah.
at least a few months together to really, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to do it right, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So it's just time dependent. Yeah, Doug's busy with the Dead Daisies, and they have a really full schedule.
Dead
So
daisies too.
I'm not really
Mm-hmm.
sure. We don't even
I
have
think
any
they're touring.
predictions.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
I
good.
think so
Something to
too.
look forward to.
And you are surrounded by talented people. Like you have your own, I love your voice. I love what I've heard. And I'm kind of just going, then you throw all of these guitar players in and all of this. I can't wait. You need to make sure that you let us know when your EP is put together and when, you know, all of the things from St. John fall into line, because this is absolutely something that I have to hear. And I wish like we'll just speak it that maybe they won't be ready to tour for Raiding the Rock Vault until March. And so maybe that last show could happen the weekend of February 21st, Friday the 20th to be specific. Is what is what we're going to
Yeah,
go
We're
for.
trying to we're
and they
manifesting
would
some
have to.
things right now. We're like,
It might happen, but they'd have to draw up a new contract as things stand right now.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I
little
get
things
that.
like contracts. Come
I get that.
on. Yeah. Okay.
I do
So
want to
Keith, I
mention
feel
this. I don't know.
Oh, wait.
I
Sorry.
don't know if you guys have
Go
some
ahead.
followers in Europe, but I do these acoustic tours with two acoustic guitars. I've been doing like maybe twice a year for the last few years, and I'm going to be in Austria. I'm going to be
Wow.
in Bratislava, which is the capital of Slovakia. I'm going to be in a town actually called Bad Waltersdorf, which that actually is part of Austria as well, at a venue
Oh,
called Rotor Google, and I will
oh
be
fun.
in Velden, and Wörthersee is a little district there near Velden too, which is built around a lake. And
Wow.
so if you go to my Instagram, Keith
Mm-hmm.
underscore Saint underscore JOHN, my
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, KeithStJohn, you can find out more information or go to KeithStJohn.com. It is an acoustic duo.
Wow.
This time I am with a lovely, very talented Italian
Mm-hmm.
guitar player named Valentino Francavilla, who
Yep.
is absolutely outstanding. And he's young and absolutely outstanding. I'm so jealous how he's that talented and that young. But
Right.
we will be playing Burning Rain songs. We will be playing Montrose songs. We will be playing Kingdom Come
Oh.
songs. We will be playing Lynch Mob songs. And in Lynch Mob, we used to play some cool Dawkins songs too. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Dawkins not huge over in Europe the way they are here, but I like
I,
playing those songs. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
need some
you'll get
scorchers
some converts.
that Valentino can actually handle on acoustic. It's really badass. So check that out, man.
Yeah.
And
We'll put
see if
Are
everything
we
in
you
make.
the
playing any
description.
shows and are you playing any shows in Italy?
Um, I was, but we had to cancel it and move it to a different show,
Mm.
and we wound up taking
Okay.
another show in Austria, um, which is they call it Indian Summer Festival, and it's a bigger, it's a bigger show. It was nice to get it onto our itinerary.
Well, I will be looking up all those dates because I just have to head
Mm-hmm.
north.
Definitely,
Mm-hmm.
definitely do
I
it.
will.
Come on
Oh,
up.
that's exciting. That's
That would be
Come
exciting.
on
fun.
up. Yeah, but normally I do hit at least one or two Italian cities when I'm over there. But sorry, this time we
Yeah.
missed.
Okay.
But come
Okay.
on up.
I know.
I
Come on.
will.
She just has
I
to
mean,
jump on a plane.
I mean, it borders northern Italy, so it's
Yeah,
pretty
I
close.
know that's
Man.
Amy. Maybe I can even do a train this time.
Right?
Yeah,
There you
just let me
go.
know. Let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's jump to our rapid fire questions.
Okay. So-
Okay, not really rapid. You think about it. Okay,
Yeah.
and this is how we will close it out. Okay, what is the first concert you attended as a fan?
Mm.
So not mom and dad taking you.
Mom and dad never took me to a concert, but
Okay.
but yeah, even when I was a kid, I got there and like, somebody's big brother's like, back of the pickup truck kind of thing. And we went to the Garden or the Nassau Coliseum. Um,
Wow.
it was either it's vague to me, so it was either Ozzy Osbourne or Styx. It was one of those two bands
Oh,
because those are my
okay.
first two
That's
concerts, and I can't remember which one was
Which one came
first.
first? Okay.
that is
Okay.
awesome.
But they were
Okay,
both
Nate.
mind blowing because I mean, even Styx back then, it was a time when there was all this theater being put into
Mm-hmm.
shows. So my
Mm-hmm.
first, we went to Ozzy and there was a castle on the stage and
Right.
the giant staircase opened up and the drummer came down on a huge like forklift, like, down to wherever he was going to be. And then it closed back up and there were, it was
Oh,
theater,
so amazing.
It's
Yes.
theater.
theater. It's
And
theater.
It
growing
was
up
a
around
show.
you grow up around theater, right? You see
Mm-hmm.
these Broadway plays and all that stuff, and this almost ties right into it, the way they were doing
It's
stuff back then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they could, I don't know if tours can afford to carry that kind of,
Anymore.
equipment anymore. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Next question.
Crazy.
that is perfect. That's a great one. Is there a singer, let's say alive or who's passed, that you'd like to trade places with for a day to sing in
Oh my
to sing in their
God.
style?
Trade places with for a day. One singer. Well, I think, oh God. I think anybody on the planet, if they thought about it, would probably think, oh no, this is really the answer. That would be Paul McCartney.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
And,
okay.
and I would say the day would have to be somewhere, for me, it would maybe be around when they first came over to the States and everything was
Mm-hmm.
just in that sort of blaze of craziness.
Yeah.
That would be wild. That would be
Mm-hmm.
wild.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
think
I
you
would want
could,
to
Mm-hmm.
be in the audience for that too. I just want to be in the audience to be one of those screaming
yeah.
Yeah.
fans down there.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, what is a song you can't get out of your head right now?
Mm.
Oh, geez. Um, Well, this is funny because I've been learning songs because I'm going on a tour right now, and
Right.
we learn different songs or relearn them because I haven't heard them in like 10 years. And you're welcome to everybody out there, but I just was going over Tooth and Nail, so it's going through my head over and
Okay.
over.
Okay.
All right.
I can't get it out of my head, so as
Yeah.
we've been
Yeah.
talking,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
this is another question, not even know for you because you've done so many great collaborations,
Mm.
but do you have a dream collaboration that you would like to do?
collaboration would be with Jimmy Page.
Okay.
Oh.
You can't. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to beat that.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sir Paul.
That's
Sir Paul, of course.
Sir
Mm-hmm.
Paul.
Nobody can collaborate with Elton or Bernie. I mean, Elton's just this genius, and he just, you know, he
Wow.
takes a set of lyrics and from that writes the music around it, which for a songwriter,
Wow.
that's an amazing process. So I don't think you could collaborate with Elton, but he's any of
Wow.
those
Yeah,
top
he's
guys,
my
amazing.
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
A part of me would love to collaborate with Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh, yeah.
So
This is our like New York theater guy coming out.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. But yeah, no, if it
Mm-hmm.
had to be one person, it'd be Jimmy Page. I'd be like, come on.
No, that would,
All
yeah,
right.
perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready for another rock opera. That would be great too.
Because it's
Okay, and
early.
this is
I sat in Paul's shoes. Now I need to sit in Robert's shoes once. Okay.
Right.
Okay,
my
so
gosh.
now this is something you can help Amy and I with. We are always trying to think
Uh-oh.
what show, festival, where should we go together? What should we see?
Mm-hmm.
What you guys see? Well, I mean, it depends on the sort of specific genre of music of what you're kind of really into the most. And or is it
Rock.
more about is it more about a life experience? Like
It's
Oh.
if
all of it. It's all
if you
okay.
go
What
on
about life
Larry
experience?
you go on
Yeah.
Larry Moran's cruise, the Monsters of Rock, and a lot of the bands that we talked
Mm.
about, you know, are on that cruise every year,
Yes.
That'd be a good
or
one.
factions of them, or um, there's a whole lifestyle. You know, you're going to live in a whole
Yeah.
in a bubble of sort of those those rock stars in their era and that music,
That's
and there's going
fun.
to be
That's
events all
fun.
day, every day, and you'll be in that. So that's kind of a really cool
That's a good one.
getaway. And once you're
Mm-hmm.
out at sea, you leave everything behind and you don't think about anything and you just do it. You know, so that's a kind of
Wow.
cool life experience.
Mm-hmm.
The big festivals, the big rock festivals they have in Europe, I think, for me anyway, they're a lot bigger and more artists and more days, and there's more to see at a lot of those festivals than any of the U.S. ones. I
Yeah.
feel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get to download Sweden Rock, any of the other real
Sweden
big ones,
rock.
yeah, I
You're
got
the
to
I
play
third
just
Sweden
person to tell us
once.
that. You're the third person to tell us to mention Sweden Rock. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
that's
no, the
another
thing
one.
about Sweden
Yeah.
Rock is, you know, they have their day.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be more of the American metal kind of bands
Hmm.
usually,
Okay.
and then and that because the Euro metal is really really different sounding. If you're not used to it,
Mm-hmm.
it's a much more aggressive drum pattern and a different
Mm-hmm.
kind of it's a different thing. You have to have sort of a little bit more of a progressive music maybe mindset than the American
Mm-hmm.
metal, which is still more boom cha kind of thing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
might say. But it's a great festival. It's run by really great people who are really well organized, and they do a great job. The sound and the production's always great. You know, it's not going to be like, oh, we went there and like the Beatles at Shea Stadium. We couldn't hear a thing, man. The sound sucked. But
No, this is gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, Amy,
Okay.
we have our dream lists going, and Nam, we want to go
Yes.
see that too. Yes.
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
a dream show, a dream concert to come to would be to a venue called Bluesiana. It's
Mm-hmm.
in Velden, Austria. And myself and Valentina Francavilla will be playing an acoustic duo concert there.
Right?
Okay, perfect.
That's the one.
Around a little bit more than a week or a week or something like that.
Yeah.
That is also a dream show if you can make it to
That
that.
would be a
Okay.
dream show. Oh my gosh. All right, Katya, that one's in your neck of the woods, so that one's up to you.
But it's just unfortunate of all this. Like I was telling her, September and October is like these dream months of
Mm,
shows. I'm flying to the West Coast.
Ah,
she's flying
okay.
here.
I know.
She's flying here. Oh yeah, that
Uh,
that timing is the same, isn't it? Oh.
it is. It is exactly what I'm flying
Oh.
out. Okay, my last one. If you were putting riders down for your shows backstage, what would you
Oh yeah,
include
yeah,
in it?
yeah,
My rider? Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of
yeah. For
been doing that for a
hospitality.
while. Well, I like a water boiler, and
Okay.
so I can because I
Yeah,
like to
me
steam
too.
it out a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Okay.
know, and some local organic honey, and if you know, if I have that, I'm fine.
Okay. That's okay.
Yay. Okay,
I was
so
like, no
if you
boy.
ever make it to a little place called Dalton, Georgia, my dad raises bees. So we can take care of
He
that
can
for
bring
you if
you
you're
some honey.
ever in Dalton, Georgia.
We'll have a
Where is
fresh
it?
honey
Raises
Where-
delivered.
bees. Huh?
Hey, I'll try to make it there. Where is it in Georgia?
It's the carpet capital of the world. It's North Georgia. It's about 2-ish hours north of Atlanta on I-75, close to Tennessee. So yeah,
Okay, you got it.
my dad raises bees. So
I guess if I'm doing a gig in like Knoxville or something, coming out that way.
okay,
Um,
yep,
That's awesome.
that's it. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well, Keith, I'm
Hmm.
going to say thank you. I have to get going because it's a little past my bedtime right
Yeah, it's
now.
so late for her. Yeah,
aha. Okay. All right. Well, thank you
but
guys for
I,
doing this.
I am, and I'm going to
So
yeah.
try to find you next week.
Hmm.
So,
do it. Do it.
yes,
And let me know. Just hit me up
I
with
Okay,
will do
whatever date
that.
you can make it and make it work for you.
I will.
that's
So
Thank
awesome.
you.
let's do it again. Let's
I would
Yes,
love
we're
to.
so
maybe
excited to have you.
we can get
Yeah.
closer and I get players in line for Roddy Montrose
Yes.
Remembered. Maybe we could do something for
Yes.
that.
Let's do it. Let's
Yes.
promote that. I would love to.
Yes.
I would love to do that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Killer. All right. Well, get in touch with me for anything anytime.
I will do that.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Keith. That's
Keith.
so
Okay.
awesome. All
All
right.
right.
I'm ready for that.
Talk to you later,
Okay.
babe.
We'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that was Keith's episode. Oh, I know he
Mhm.
just finished
For
his
now.
tour here
Yeah.
in Europe. Yep. So we'll just have to
Mhm.
keep following his socials to
Mhm.
see where he's going to be.
And what's next? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question. So if I'm suspecting anything, okay, I think, we had this little part of our chat within there. You're Earth sign, right?
I am
Like
an earth
that's
sign.
you're
Yes.
the organized, you're the Can you guess mine?
Fire.
Totally fly by the seat of my pants, just oh my word. Somehow it all comes together and it's okay. But let me tell you,
Oh my God.
it's a
I was
party
having
getting there.
so much fun with our
Yes.
like outside of music conversation about our
Hmm.
personalities and spirits, and yeah, that was it. Got me thinking again. I was like, oh, Amy,
Uh-huh.
I've already checked out everything I am.
I know, right? But you know what it really made me think? Like we complement each other so well because like you just
We're
have this.
Virgos.
Right. Well, how is that possible that we're just totally, but we have a lot of similarities, but some complete opposites. Like sometimes I worry that my crazy would drive you crazy because you're so organized, but really you rein me in to the extent that it's like, okay, that's what we need to do. Where it's amazing and it's great and I love you so
That's how
much.
it works. I
So
love it too. No, I love it.
we're a party.
Uh,
Totally.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, it was really great seeing you a few weeks ago. You came home. I have a few pictures that I haven't shared yet. I'm gonna be
Loved it.
excited to see those. Yeah.
Always too short of a time.
Yeah. And let me just tell everybody what happened. So Katya gets off of a plane, a 13-hour flight, right? It's 13. Yeah, and she immediately drives 45 more minutes to come to the place where I am. Now, granted, I'm already like, I'm in
You've already
California.
driven
I'm
7
gonna
hours.
see you the next day. And you're like, nope, I'm coming. And we're like, yay. So the whole crew got to see you and oh my gosh, it was so great. And
It
girl,
felt
you
so good.
travel so well. She gets after 13 hours, she comes to the house and she looks gorgeous. I'm like, how the hell? Like I
Because
was
I
just
was
like,
so happy. I was so happy and excited. Like
oh.
I was on that plane. I'm like, I'm almost there.
I was watching the time actually, and I was like, okay, they've started their descent. That's where I was. I was like, okay, she started her descent. That's so it was great.
It
It
was
was
great.
great.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
No, thank you for
All right,
driving down. It was wonderful.
always, always. Okay. Oh, can I say one more thing? Totally off topic. I mean, um, so we did something. And it was, I don't think you'll be able to be here for it, but I have to share it because I'm so excited. Some people are going to roll their eyes and some people are going to go, yes, I want in. But we already bought our tickets. May of 2026.
26.
Uh-huh. The girls who Katya also saw when we were in California and I got tickets to see Youngblood in Portland. I can't wait.
I'm like, I
I
am,
can't
I, okay, Amy, I actually have been listening to Youngblood, I think, every day for the
wait. Mhm.
last like
Mhm.
5 months.
Mhm.
So yeah, I actually listened to him today to like give me a little pickup after coming home.
That's what I was listening to. It's right there, opening on my brain.
I oh
That's my
I want
favorite song, I
no,
think.
watching Dom at after the shows because I'm now watching all his Instagram, the Youngblood Army. Like he climbs off the stage and is like hugging and kissing and just being just like you can just feel the love he has and like
Mm-hmm.
he sold out that North American tour in minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Minutes.
We got pre-sale. We went in on artist pre-sale, and I was like, everybody was like, how much is it going to be? And I'm like, I don't know. Is he going to be able to do it? It was okay. So we got, because we have people traveling from California up to Portland, I got insurance on the tickets. It was $10 for the insurance. So total, including
Amazing.
ticket, fees, and insurance, 109 for floor.
This is
And
what I've heard about him. Unbelievable.
I know. I was like, holy cow. And let me
You're
just
paying
tell you,
European prices.
right? It was awesome. Bloodfest. No, anyway,
Ah,
so let me just tell you though what our plans are. Okay. And there's gonna be some people watching or listening that's gonna get a kick out of this. Dude, I've already told the girls they need to gear up. Like, get it together now. Because we're gonna be at the venue at 8 a.m. And we're gonna be because I mean, really, what's the
to be
point
up
of
front, you need to
floor?
be.
Yeah,
You need
and
to
what's
be.
the point of floor? It's barricade or bust. That's like, I want to get a shirt. We should make a Rock the Life shirt that says barricade or bust.
Barricade or bust. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the way we should do it. I'm gonna have to talk to our t-shirt designer.
May 2026, Portland.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It'll
mm-hmm.
be it'll be
If you're
fantastic.
going, drop us a comment. Come along. We'll meet there. We'll do a whole thing. Get a Rock Life shirt. Wear it. We'll have a little party. Oh, speaking of, rtlmerch.com. And thank you for liking and subscribing and all the things. We kind of chatted longer than we intended to. Youngblood will do that to you. So don't forget, rock the life. There's
Rock
the
the
wrong
life.
hand. I can't really do it with my left hand. I'm just not left-handed. All right. Love you, babe.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Rock the life, don't let the world